for joining another YouTube video for Winters Media. I just wanted to touch base on some of the AI jobs and market predictions that's coming out that is scaring some people, having some people very optimistic about the future, or having some people just straight up so excited that everything's going to be so much fun and it's so great for everybody that they just can't hold it in anymore. Well, we're going to look at the S&P Global article that was written by AI and what kind of jobs are going to be affected by it and all. Obviously, I think S&P Global is a pretty credible organization, so I don't see any reason why not to accept what they got going on. And not saying that we're going to accept it as a truth or as a like a stone in the ground, but we can take it into consideration. So let's continue on into this, and then at the end of this video, I will give my own um, opinions, my own, even with the career field that I have chosen, which is accounting. I will give my own optimism or opinions about accounting at the end, but we could take a look at all of these markets now, okay? And we're not going to read the whole article or anything like that. We're just going to kind of go skim through it, look at some of the graphics and stuff, some of the easier things to look at. So, here's some of the highlights of it. Um, that enterprise AI objectives, process efficiency 64%, employee productivity 59%, commonly prioritized, then headcount reduction 24%, which is job cuts, remain a secondary consequence rather than a primary objective of investment. This is just literally just stating that job cuts are happening due to AI, but it is not the primary thing that is happening because of AI. The primary objective that is happening because of AI, people are getting more efficient and they're getting better at doing their job and better at servicing people and things of that nature. Um, that's fine. I'm gonna take you born in the morning. That's fine. We could do this one. AI's capacity to replace labor is constrained by delivery challenges related to trust data and skills. Um, and then you can read the rest of that for yourself. That statement alone is so, so true. It takes so much time to be able to train your AI correctly, and not like 10 years time. It just takes some effort and time out of your day to train your AI so that it will be able to convey exactly what you want it to convey. Or you have to just dig down into a few times. But other than that, I think it's fairly user friendly. You just gotta be able to know what prompts to hit, and that takes time to learn the AI. So now going forward, I wanted to hit this graphic here, right? Because I think this is a good little capture of what's happening. Um, because when I first experienced AI, um, uh, knowingly experienced AI going on it and using it and things of that nature, I used ChatGPT when I was still in college in 2022, and not to write papers or anything, just like research, research, research and things like. And when I used that, I was so amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, this, this is it. This is awesome. But now going forward, this is what the S&P Global says the impact on business performance and labor force from 2024 through 2026. And then obviously revenue went up, productivity went up. In 2025, employment actually went down by -5. Revenue went up another 11, and then productivity went up almost another 20. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. And then, as you can see, productivity went up almost another 20. It went up almost 40 from 2024. And then revenue went up almost It went up precisely 29. Wow. And it went up about 18 from 2025 to 2026. And then employment actually went the other way, where people actually were getting jobs with this AI. And my quick thoughts on that would be this is due to people knowing what I just stated, that it takes time to train the AI. It takes time to get the right prompts. It takes time to get the AI to give you exactly what you want from credible sources and or your sources, and to not give you just a bunch of information that you don't even know how to decipher. So I think that's why the job employment is going that way. Okay. Um that way being the positive route. Inverse. That's my apologies. Okay, now this is one graph I've seen many people touch on that I um, want to touch on specifically regarding customer service, accounting and finance, data entry, uh, and um, and marketing. I believe those are the four I really wanted to touch on. Now, we're going to look at this graph first, and then we're going to go into the other one. So relative share of global job roles impacted by AI adoption by category percentage. Okay, so now the accounting and finance field, in my personal experience, there's a lot of people that are not so optimistic about it due to our job being, not being, but a lot of our job having to deal with data entry. And then on top of that, the markability of it is in mixed in with the customer service, right? And I understand these are all saying these are different job roles and industries and stuff. I see accounting and any kind of white collar or um, entrepreneur-y kind of job like accounting and finance is, because you're gonna have to be front facing, you gotta be client, you gotta be able to talk to a client, okay, and about what you do and how you could serve that. Now, marketing is gonna help because now you could be able to come more prepared in the meetings. You'll be able to scour the internet for what your competitors are doing so that you can market or come up with things that are different and then market them to people. Now, regarding the data entry side of it, it's going to help the field. It's not, some jobs are going to be lost. That is true. On the same hand, it's not gonna, like, the market's gonna put in new jobs into the accounting and finance market. Some jobs are gonna be lost. New jobs are gonna form. Okay, the data entry side of it is something that's still going to need a person to do, or people will still like a person to still do it due to the fact, or check it, double check it, due to the fact because they want it to be accurate, they want it to be within the laws, and and some people really want to do strategies that are not even like in anybody's mind yet. These people, like some of these people come in and they're like, hey, I want to do this strategy. I read the law or I saw something about the law and I really want to do this certain kind of thing in the strategy. Can you help? And some people say, no, it's a gray area. Some people say, hey, president already took, I'm not helping. Other people say, sure, why not? We could test it. We could test it. And the IRS says no. Fine, they say no, but we could test it. Okay? And now that all mixes together, and then including with the customer service, jumping into the accounting and finance part of it, financial planners and accountants, we don't do the same thing, but we're in a similar field to each other. We have to be able to grow together. Let me say that again. Accounting and finance are in similar fields, and we have to grow together due to the fact that if finance takes AI and uses it for market growth and potential like scenarios, and accounting stays here, right? This will not match in meetings, okay? This will not match in meetings, okay? We have to come up and be together so that when we talk, we are on the same wavelength. But if we don't bring AI up to standard in the accounting field, finance is going to take away with it. Okay, and like it is a lot harder with the in the accounting field due to laws and regulation and the sensitive data that we have. On the same hand, people make things happen, and I think that we just need more people, specifically in accounting, to make things happen and make things happen in a positive trend, not in a negative trend. Okay, I spent a little bit more time on that than I wanted to. Here's a good little snippet. It says a pain point on our data center operations team is getting enough staff. Everybody agrees that we're understaffed. That's a perfectly logical, perfectly good point. Um, there was something in here that I wanted to touch on. That, but in Italy, the net balance was zero point 0.9 points, reflecting more firms adding jobs, new roles, including marketing, graphic designing, and analysts in IT jobs. They made it happen. They had people over there making it happen. We just need people to make it happen. That's all. Nothing, nothing wrong about that. We just need people to make things happen. Okay. And then all the way down here, you have the vast majority of the S&P 1200 report decrease headcount in January 2026 versus 2025. Okay, headcount decreases 994, increases 153. No data, no change. Okay, this should show you, right, that a lot of them are changing. Okay, I get the headcount is majority of it is decreasing. I wouldn't look at that point necessarily. I would look at what all but 24 who have made changes due to AI. That's good. Whether jobs are impacted or not, that is good because at the end of the day, more jobs will be created in the near future than jobs will be lost. Then modestly negative impact on employment impact forecast for the next 12 months. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Um, I mean, even accounting is hurting right now. Accountants, I should say, is hurting right now due to it. But in the future, and possibly in the near future, it's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be a-okay. And also, I'll save that point for the end of the video. There we go. Plurality. Oh my gosh. I mispronounced that, of AI projects still have minimal autonomy with AI recommending actions. As you can see, this gives you a actual description of what is what. So if we go to this light orange spot, minimum autonomy, AI recommends actions, but humans make the final decision. This part is where we accountants and finance people will end up. If they're not already including us in that, we will end up in that due to the fact that we are handling people's money. We are trying to help them save money and or spend money more responsibly. This is going to be your bread and butter when it comes to selling AI. You're gonna want to tell people, yes, I use AI. Yes, it is great. Yes, it is phenomenal. But I do know what I'm doing. I do check what is happening, and I do make the final decision on what is going on with it. People will love that. People will love that. And a lot of people are going to say, no, 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 no. Nobody's going to love that because you're letting the data, the AI take over the data and things of that nature. I don't think they realize that the AI that's out that is usable for the public is not like is not the AI that is not pulling the true capability of AI. The like most negative tone you could take is that no matter what you do, the government is using AI. So that AI could help them filter out who's avoiding taxes, who is doing strategies that's not within their law, um, who hasn't filed taxes, who's avoiding paying taxes, or people who have like not reporting income. There we go, not reporting income and things of that nature. AI is gonna help the government do it. Okay, what you need is a person making a final decision and making sure you're going to be okay, not only in the near future, but in the future, indefinitely. Okay? And it's not going to be 100%. It's not always going to be, I am correct and nothing else can change. Things can change. But at the end of the day, people want people. People want people. So you gotta be able to use AI and have it recommend a lot of things and still make the final decision. And you also have to interpret it correctly. Okay. Now, going down here, this is the last graph we'll use. And then I'm going to flip back over to me and we're going to finish this thing off. Proportion of surveyed firms planning to invest in AI in the year ahead, 2024 to 2025, and that makes sense because we don't have data for 2026 yet because it's only June 13th, 2025. In Germany, went from 50% of the firms to 64%. We're going to cover the top three, and then we're going to hit the United States of America. So Germany said 50%, 50.7% of the firms went up to 64.1%, 2024 to 2025. UK went from 36.7% to 51.2%, 2024 2025. In 2024, Spain went from 31.8% up to 46.3% in 2025. And regarding the United States, we are behind. Okay, we are even behind the global metric. Okay, we went from 19.5% to 27.6%. The global metric is 22.6% to 28.3%. Now our long lost cousins out in Europe, um, they're they're just jumping in. They're just doing it, doing it, doing it. Fine. Okay. And granted, they have smaller populations than the United States as a whole does. On the same hand, we, the United States, like to lead the world in many factors. And I believe that we should take an initiative to start leading in AI and start trying to help bring that to fruition so that more jobs can be created here in the United States rather than um, all over the world making all these other jobs. Let's just throwing out random numbers. Out in the world, they make 10.5 million jobs from AI, and over that time, they only lost 2 million jobs. Well, it's positive, net positive of whatever, right? While the United States is taking the slower route, and we're losing 90 million people, 90 million people to unemployment, and the job market is only gaining 50 million. Well, that's a 40 million people deficit. we don't want people unemployed. We want people working and having a good time, be able to get money, put money back in the market and into the economy and things of that nature. Now, regarding um, my own preference, right? We're gonna make me big. Regarding my own preference, I will say that accounting as a whole is going into a correct direction of, you're gonna have to lose some people to have make room for those people leading in AI, and then you're gonna have to not dial the AI back, but dial the unemployed, cutting people's jobs back, because you're gonna start losing people. You don't want to lose a company's representation, okay? And the best representer of your company will be the employees. So you want to have good employees, people to train your AI, all at the same time. You want to still be making money. If you're losing money and you're using AI, you're doing something wrong. Okay? So accounting as a whole will be good. It would be great. And I bet you 5 to 10 years from now, people are going to be ecstatic and so happy that AI was around, and all these entrepreneurs are going to be ecstatic and so happy that they had AI, because it not only saved them money, but it also allowed them to veer into different avenues that they didn't even know that they wanted to go into. Okay, so at the end of the day, AI is going to be a net positive. That I believe the S&P Global article that we just went through, skimmed through, I will put a link in the bio, is demonstrating that AI is going to be a net positive across the board, okay, as we go further into it, and that accounting and finance specifically will be a great, secure career like it's always been. On top of, people are going to be able to be more of an entrepreneur with AI, okay? Now, that's the end of the video. I appreciate you all for watching. Hit that like button, hit a comment button. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about AI. I know there's a lot of different opinions about it. I'm happily optimistic about AI. I think AI is going to be a great thing, and it is a great thing. And we just have to make sure that we are not trying to destroy something that could put you ahead. And I say we and then you. We are not destroying something, because we is revolving around voters and things alike, and then putting you ahead, as in financially and educationally. Okay? So thank you guys for joining. Greatly appreciate you. And until next time, peace.